the heck? Alright, there we go.
Consider the system of linear equations above. Which of the following choices of A will result in a system of equations with no solutions? No solutions. So a system has no solutions is if both lines, and these are both linear equations, they actually tell us these are linear equations, is if you have two lines that are parallel, then you have no solutions. They're never going to intersect. There's no XY pair that satisfies both of them. So if they are parallel, then you're going to have no solutions. So what makes two lines parallel? Well, if they have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts, you're going to be parallel. So essentially, we need to pick the A here that makes the second line parallel to the first. And to do that, I'm actually write both of them in kind of the slope-intercept form, where y is equal to the slope times x plus the intercept. So let's do that. Let's do that for both of these. So first I'll do this one up here. So you have 9x minus 14y is equal to negative 3. See, if I subtract 9x from both sides, I would get negative 14y is equal to negative 9x minus 3. See, if I divide both sides by negative 14, I'm going to get y is equal to negative 9 divided by negative 14 is positive 9 over 14x, and then plus 3 over 14. So that's this line written in slope-intercept form. Now let me write the second line in slope-intercept form. So I have 2x minus ay is equal to negative 6. And let's see, if I subtract 2 from both sides, I get negative ay is equal to negative 2x. I'm subtracting 2x from both sides, so I get minus 2x minus 6. And then I can divide both sides by negative a, and I get y is equal to negative 2 divided by negative a is positive 2 over ax, and then plus 6 over a. All right, so we need to set up a situation. Where 2 over a is equal to 9 over 14. These two things have to have the same slope. And then when we're able to figure out that a, we have to verify that they have different y-intercepts. Because if they have the same slope and the same y-intercept, instead of having no solutions, they would have an infinite number of solutions, because then it would be the same line. But let's solve for a. So we know that 9 over 14 needs to be equal to 2 over a. Or another way of thinking about this, we could take there's a bunch of, sometimes people say cross multiplying and all of that. I like to just do logical algebraic operations, but we can take the reciprocal of both sides. So we could have, and actually let me swap both sides. So we could say a over 2 is equal to 14 over 9, and then multiply both sides by 2. And you're going to get a is equal to 28 over 9. A is going to be this right over here. This is 28 over 9. So if I'm under time pressure, I already see a choice that's looking pretty good. But if we really want to care that, okay, if A is 28 over 9, these two things are going to have the same slope. But let's make sure they don't have the same y-intercept. And I wouldn't do this if I was under time pressure, but just to feel good about it. If this y-intercept is 6 over A, so it's going to be 6 over 28 over 9, which is 6 divided by a fraction is the same thing. So dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. So it's going to be the same thing as 6 times 9 over 28. And this is going to be equal to 6 times 9 is 54 over 28, which is clear.
How to make my dream come true わかるはずなんてないせいでブルー四苦八苦繰り広げ涙出よ夢見る心飲みのこう卑屈のように散った夢のかけら今はもう消えているその輝きがでもまだ皆胸奥底どこかずっと大切な宝物幼き頃の夢物語忘られじ記憶の糸たどり未だ胸を焦がす残り火を消してしまわないように見慣れた晴れ渡るこの空に仲間と共に思いを託し移り変わる時代を超え永遠に 同士夜通し語った笑ったはしゃいだあの夜に見つけた一番星そんな思いを新たに綴ったノート次のページたどり着くための方法と方法今は方を上げて強度で走り出したとうとう進む行動を共にいくつもの季節を通り越して長い間ずっと同じ夢を追って振り返ればすぐに投げてきたんだそんな過去をちょっと改めて今ただ風に身を任せて進む方向に思いを乗せるだけで決して諦めないなんて言わないだけで分かってるから声を届け幼き頃の夢物語忘られじ記憶の糸たどり未だ胸を焦がす残り火を消してしまわないように見慣れた晴れ渡るこの空に仲間と共に思いを託し移り変わる時代を超え永遠に永遠に今さら夢なんて見るのもかっこ悪いなんて言われて振り返るゆとりもないほど足早に時だけが過ぎてくでもあの時描いた思いは確かで胸躍らせてくれる何かでたとえ誰に言われてもいい僕らはこの道越えてきっかけはいつだって些細なこと違ったのは何って胸の行動変わったのは環境と風の音いつもそこにあった変わらないものいつかたどり着く夢の終わりにできるだけこのままで大人に見上げた果てしないこの大空に永遠に永遠に掴みかけた夢のかけら変わらないものを追ってる僕らは憧れを空に浮かべて
It's clearly different. All that I like to just do logical algebraic. We need to set up a situation where 2 over a is equal to 9 over 14. These two things have to have the same slope. And then when we're able to figure out that a, we have to verify that they have different y-intercepts. Because if they
2 minus, bro, I don't get it. If I have 2 minus v, bro. Bro, what the hell? equals 0.25 plus 12. Y equals 0.25x plus 12. Y equals 0. Shit. Yeah, no. Nine. Wait, so 4y equals 6x plus 2 divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. Y equal 3 over 2x plus 1/2. See 3 at. We got negative 2y minus 3x minus 1 divided by negative 2. Y equal 3 over 2x Wait, is this something? What is this?
Yay. Thugger. Migos. Migos. Thugger. Thugger. Stoner.
Bro, I need a good song. What value of k does a system of linear equations in the variable x and y have no solutions? Probably put this in 7 or 7. Fuck. What am I supposed to do? y equal 4.5x plus 3. Y equals A is x, so you want to isolate. So 5b equals 3a plus 11. 2b equal negative 6a plus 26. Y equal 5 x plus 11 over 5. Y equal negative 6 over 2x plus 26 over 2 3/4. Now divide y. Y equal 2x over a plus 1 over a. Y equal 2x plus 2. Now the trick to these, I think, is finding the slope, from what I remember. the fuck did they get this? Which of the following accuracy describes all solutions to the system of equations show? R equal 8. Oh, I think this time you subtract it from each side. No, alright, here we go. S minus 2 equal 9. You subtract 9. Or fuck. S minus 2 equal 9. Bruh, I'm so dumb. You just add 2. S equal 11. 3R minus 4 times 11 equals 16. 3R minus 44 equals 16. Add 44. 3R equal oops 60. 3R equals 60. R equal 20. Still not confident with that. At a particular college, a film club and chess club were founded at the beginning of the same month. The film club began with 60 members and gained 1 member per month. The chess club began with 4 members and gained 4 members. Oh, so this is a greatest common factor or something. This is start, first month, 17, 8, third month, 18, 12, 16 and 19, 20 and 20, it's fourth month. Oh my god, it's not the fucking thing. You started with, oh my fucking god. Apollo's economics course requires 2 papers, 1 long and 1 short throughout the semester. Number of pages L and the long paper is 1 more than... What the hell? It's Harry Potter. Apollo's economic course requires 2 papers, 1 long and 1 short throughout the entire semester. I cannot focus, bro. What was I gonna do? Frick. Oh. Is this what I'm looking for?
A bathroom routine without native body lotion?
Alright, this is what I need. Oh, we're locked in. 2 papers. Long equal L, short equal S. The long paper is one long paper, 1:2 ratio. If the total number of pages of both papers is 40, how many pages must be in the long paper? Pages L. One win. And it's just both 40? That's the first one. But then it's like 8, isn't it? What? Bloody. Paper is 1 more than 2 times than as short. What the hell? Ricardo, I suggest. No more mini assignments at MES 1. Holy crap, I'm gonna freaking kill myself. Mini is 1 fewer than twice the number of long. I like the rectangle swimming pool. It's twice as long as its width. The perimeter of the pool is 120 feet, then what is the width of the pool? Twice as long as its width. 30, 15. 1660, that's on 45. $30. 15 is 30, 45 is 90. 17 and a half. 20 plus 20. Oh my gosh, I'm so sped. It's 20. We can use substitution by plugging in 2W for L. That makes sense. Diffie's copy center has two pricing options. For buying photocopies, one option is to buy $40 annual. You pay edition 0.3. Found 7 apps and 6 songs. Each song takes an average of 20 minutes. One app. One song. One of these two. One song. Fuck. Two gallons of fuel. Can't we do something like no, that won't work. Oh, 30 cents.
They just cancel out. And
I feel like I'm not gonna do good. Oh gosh.
use substitution to solve for x and y. And we have a system of equations here. The first equation is 2y is equal to x plus 7. And the second equation here is x is equal to y minus 4. So what we want to do when they say substitution, what we want to do is substitute one of the variables with an expression so that we have an equation in only one variable and then we can solve for it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let me rewrite this first equation. 2y is equal to x, that x can do and needs to 1 back to y back here negative 1. So we're here to substitute exact add over out. It's even interesting.
Bro.
In the equation shown above, a is a constant. You've gone to a fruit stand to get some fresh produce. You notice that the person in front of you gets 5 apples and 4 oranges for $10. You get 5 apples and 5 oranges for $11. Can we solve for the price of an apple and an orange using this information in a system of linear equations in 2 variables? If yes, what is the solution? If no, what is the reason we cannot? So we're trying to figure out the price of an apple and the price of an orange. So I would use A for apple, but I don't like using O for orange because O looks too much like a 0. So I'll just say X for apples. Let's let X equal the price of apples. Price of apples. And let's let Y equal the price of oranges. Price of oranges. So let's describe what happened to the person in line in front of us. They bought 5 apples. So how much did they spend on apples? Well, they bought 5 apples times X dollars per apple. So they spent 5X dollars on their 5 apples. And they bought 4 oranges. So they bought 4 oranges times Y dollars per orange. So they spent 4Y on oranges. So the total amount that they spent is 5X plus 4Y. And they tell us that this is $10. This is equal to $10. Now you get in line and you buy 5 apples. So you buy 5 apples, just like the guy in front of you, and you paid X dollars per apple. So you're going to pay 5 apples times the price per apple. This is the amount that you spend on apples. And then you buy 5 oranges. You buy 5 oranges. So you're going to pay 5 oranges times the price per orange, which is Y. So this is how much you spent on oranges. This is how much you spent on apples and oranges, this sum. And they tell us that this is $11. So can we solve for an X and a Y? And it looks like we can. And a big giveaway right over here is the ratio between the X's and the Y's in these 2 equations are different. So we're getting some information here. If the ratios were exactly the same, if this was 5X plus 4Y right over here, and we got a different number, then we would be in trouble because we bought the same combination, but we got a different price. But the good thing is that we have a different combination here. So let's see if we can work it out. Now, the most obvious thing that jumps out at me is that I have a 5X here and I have a 5X right over here. So if I could subtract this 5X from that 5X, then I would cancel out all of the X terms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by -1. So it becomes negative 5X minus 5 or plus negative 5Y is equal to negative 11. And then I'm going to essentially add both of these equations. And I can do that because I'm doing the same thing to both sides. I already know that this thing is equal to this thing. So I'm just adding those things to either side. So on the left-hand side, I have 5X minus 5X. Well, those cancel out. And then I have 4Y minus 5Y. Well, that's negative Y. And that's going to be equal to 10 minus 11, which is negative 1. And then if we multiply both sides of this times -1 or divide both sides by -1, we're going to get Y is equal to 1. So just like that, we were able to figure out the price of oranges. It's $1 per orange. Now let's figure out, so this is equal to 1. Now let's figure out the price of apples. So we can go back into either one of these equations. I'll go back into this first one. So 5 times, so let's go to the person in line in front of us. They bought.
As a birthday gift, Zoe gave her niece an electronic piggy bank that displays the total amount of money in the bank as well as the total number of coins. After depositing some number of nickels and quarters only, so we only have nickels and quarters, the display read money $2, number of coins 16. How many nickels and quarters did Zoe put in the bank? So let's define some variables here. Let's let n equal the number of nickels, and I'll write let here. Let's let Q the number of quarters. So how many total coins do we have? Well, it's going to be the number of nickels plus the number of quarters. So we have the nickels plus the quarters need to be equal to, well, it tells us we have 16 total coins. So if we add up the total number of nickels plus the number of quarters, we have 16 coins. So that's one equation right there. And then how much total money do we have? Well, however many nickels we have, we can multiply that times 0.05, and that'll tell us how much money we have in nickels. So 0.05 times the nickels, plus the amount of money we have in quarters. Well, that'll just be 25 cents per quarter, or 0.25 of a dollar. So let me write 0.25 times the number of quarters. For example, if I had 4 quarters and no nickels, I'd have 4 times 25 cents, which is $1, and no money due to nickels. So however many nickels times 5 cents, plus however many quarters times 25 cents. That's the total amount of money I have, and her piggy bank tells me that that is $2. That is equal to $2. So we have 2 equations with 2 unknowns. We can solve for n and q. And let's do it by substitution. So let's see, the easiest thing that we could do here, let's solve for q over here. So if n plus q is equal to 16, we can subtract n from both sides of this equation. So if n plus q is equal to 16, if we subtract n from both sides, we get q is equal to 16 minus n. So all I did is I rewrote this first constraint right over there. So since this first constraint is telling us that q, the number of quarters, must be 16 minus the number of nickels, in the second constraint, every place that we see a q, every place we see a quarters, we can replace it with 16 minus n. So let's do that. So the second constraint, when we make the substitution, becomes 0.05 n plus 0.25. Instead of q, I'm going to write 16 minus n. 16 minus n. That's what the first constraint tells us. Q must be 16 minus n. That is going to be equal to $2. We're solving the system by substitution. Now let's see if I can simplify this. So we have 0.05 n plus, let's distribute the 0.25 times the 16 and the 0.25 times the negative n. 0.25 times 16, that's the same thing as 1/4 times 16. That's just going to be 4. And then 0.25 times negative n is minus 0.25 n, and that is going to be equal to $2. Let me scroll down a little bit. Actually, I could continue. Well, I'll scroll down a little bit. See, we have 0.05n minus 0.25n. So if I have 0.05 minus 0.25, so let me combine these terms. So if I have 0.05 of something, and I'm going to subtract from that 0.25 of that something, that'll give me negative 0.20 of that something. If I combine these two terms, I get negative 0.20, or negative 0.2n. And then, of course, I have the plus 4. Plus 4 is equal to $2, or we can even just write 2 there. Now we can isolate the n on the left-hand side by subtracting 4 from both sides. So let's subtract 4 from both sides. And we are left with, on the left-hand side, negative, I can just write that as negative 0.20n is equal to 2 minus 4 is negative 2, is equal to negative 2. And then we can divide both sides by negative 0.2. Divide both sides by negative 0.2, or I could write negative 0.20, the same thing. We're not going to go too deep into the significant digits and all of that. We're assuming that we have infinite precision on everything. So negative 2 divided by negative 0.2. These guys cancel out, and we are left with n is equal to, the negatives cancel out. 2 divided by 0.2 is just going to be 10. N is equal to 10. And then we know that q is equal to 16 minus n from the first constraint. Q is equal to 16 minus n, which is 10, which is going to be 6. So Zoe put in 10 nickels.
Holy shit.
She put in 10 nickels. I want to do that in a different color.
We're told that Hazel and Leo are comparing the number of keys on their keychains. If Leo has 4 more keys on his keychain than Hazel does on hers, and the two of them have 18 keys combined, how many keys does Hazel have on her keychain? So pause this video and see if you can figure that out. Okay, now let's do it together. So there's two things that we don't know here. We don't know how many keys Hazel has on her keychain, and that's what they're asking us for. But we also don't know how many keys Leo has on his keychain. And they give us 2 pieces of information. Leo has 4 more keys on his keychain than Hazel, and that the two of them have 18 keys combined. So it's feeling like we can set up 2 equations with 2 unknowns. If we let L be equal to the number of keys Leo has, I'll just say for Leo, and then H equal to the number of keys for Hazel. And obviously, if you were doing this on a test like the SAT, you wouldn't have to write all of this out. You would trying to be getting to the solution, but I'm trying to explain it out for you, so I will do that. And so let's see how we can set up these 2 constraints that they gave us as equations. So it says if Leo has 4 more keys on his keychain than Hazel does. So how could we write that mathematically? So Leo has 4 more keys on his keychain than Hazel. So we could write that Leo is equal to the number of keys that Leo has is 4 more than the number Hazel has. So it's Hazel plus 4. So we could write it like that. We could also write it that the difference between the number of keys Leo has and the number of keys Hazel has is 4. So another alternative, we could have written it like this. Leo minus Hazel is equal to 4. And these are algebraically equivalent. It doesn't take much manipulation to go from one to the other. But that's ways that we can mathematically write that first sentence. And now what about that second one? And the two of them have 18 keys combined. Well, that just means that L plus H is equal to 18. So we could just write it that way. L plus H is equal to 18. I could write it like that again. L plus H is equal to 18. And obviously, there's other ways that you could mathematically write this, or that would be equivalent to this. But now, in either case now, we have 2 equations with 2 unknowns. And there's 2 ways that we could go about approaching them. When I look at this version, this system of equations right over here on the left, where I've already solved for L, to me, this feels like substitution might be really valuable. Because I have an L here, and we know that L is equal to H plus 4. So if I substitute H plus 4 in for L, then I have one equation with one unknown. If L is equal to H plus 4, I get H plus 4 plus H is equal to 18. And then if I add the h's, I get 2h plus 4 is equal to 18. And let me scroll down a little bit. And then if I subtract 4 from both sides, and remember, I'm doing that to isolate the h's on one side of the equation, well, then I'm going to get 2h is equal to 14. And then dividing both sides by 2 gives me h is equal to 7. And we could then use that information to say, okay, L is equal to H plus 4, so it's 7 plus 4 is equal to 11. But they're not even asking us for the number of keys Leo has. They're just asking us for the number of keys Hazel has on her keychain. And we just figured that out. Hazel has 7 keys. Now, we could go to this other system, and we could have solved this one as well. And here, it feels like elimination would be the more natural method. The reason why it jumps out at me that elimination would be the natural method, we have a negative h here, and we have a positive h there. Now, one issue to think about, and there's many ways to solve these, is if we just add the left-hand sides of this equation and add the right-hand sides of this equation, then we're going to get an equation in terms of L, because the h's will cancel out. So then we would solve for L, and then use one of these equations to figure out h. Another way that you could do it is, you could multiply one of these equations.
is the method. Which of the following systems could be used for the mass of one atom of hydrogen X? What the fuck? Two H plus 2O should equal 34.01468. Systems could be used to find the mass of one atom of hydrogen. Hydrogen is X. Harry had 75% of many toys as Teddy did. On Tuesday, Harry acquires 32 more toys and Teddy acquires 15%. Bro, what the hell? How do you solve this shit? On Monday, Harry has 75%. This is all fucking hypothetical, bro. There's no fucking way you can solve this. Monday, Harry had 75%. Harry acquires 32 more toys in turn. Harry gets 2 more toys on Tuesday. 15% is means. They're the same now. Don't fucking know. Kill yourself, bro. There's no fucking way you're supposed to know this shit. Bro, how? What? What the fuck? L equals G plus 800? If Liam's initial deposit was 800 more than Grace's. Liam's initial deposit was 800 more than Grace's. Fucking Liam gets 800, what? Get the fuck out, bro, what? So that's 5p. Where pumpkins equals squash plus 6. How the fuck is it this one? Where squashes equal pumpkin. What? Sand stole 6 more squashes than pumpkins. More pumpkins than squash. No, it does not. How? It doesn't fucking make sense. The fuck does it represent that? Ratio.
Stop asking research questions to ChatGPT. Its answers are not reliable.
second liquid solution has a density of